Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I'm Adam Makola and I am outside Old Trafford. Now look, we know it's the international break, but I can't stay away from this place. After the international break, we're back here for Manchester United Newcastle. But right now what we're going to do is have a little bit of a chat about where Manchester United are at the moment this season, how the season's gone on and what to expect in the next couple of weeks. Because after the last game against Chelsea, which we lost 1-0, we all know that. After that game, it's all been very doom and gloom. Before the international break, 2-3 weeks, it's all been a little bit, I'm not going to say negative because some of the results have been good, but that good feeling that we had at the start of the season seemed to have seeped away over the last couple of weeks. And we're going to try and put our finger on why that has happened. She's trying to put her finger on it too. She hasn't got a clue at the minute. Same with me. What is going on at Manchester United? So we know we started the season fantastically well. We were 4-0 FC and that's gone. Where has it gone? Why has it gone? I'm not too sure. The start to the season was absolutely fantastic for Manchester United. We had the likes of West Ham, Swansea, Everton. Teams that, look, we've dropped points against over the last couple of years, but we managed to beat them and beat them comfortably. Not conceding, scoring plenty of goals. Romelu Lukaku was on fire and we were playing good football. Now there were times in those games where at 1-0 it looked like the opposition could get into it and then we'd go down the other end and score 2-3 goals with 10-15 minutes to left. And like the 4-0s were kind of maybe papering over the cracks of some very average performances maybe, and they were maybe making us think we were playing better than we were. But regardless of that, we were beating the teams put in front of us and we were getting the results. Everyone was playing well. Rashford was starting. If he weren't starting, Martial was coming in and doing well. They were both getting goals. Lukaku bagging and Mickey getting goals and an assist. Everyone was chipping in. But now, fast forward to now, and the goals have dried up. Romelu Lukaku's lacking confidence. The fans don't seem as upbeat as they were. Mourinho seems a little bit downbeat. The team aren't playing the football they were. Now, we've had to deal with a lot of injuries. We know that. Injuries to the likes of Pogba, Carrick, Fellaini, no Rojo, no Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Bailly's been out at times. Jones has been out at times. We've had to deal with a lot of injuries and injuries that have come to the spine of the team. So you can understand there being a drop-off in the levels or a drop-off in the performance levels. But what you can't understand is where this negative feeling has come from. Because if you look at our form on paper, you see we've lost against Huddersfield. That was a bad result. You don't want to be losing against Huddersfield. But it was an anomaly to the rest of the season. We drew with Stoke, we drew with Liverpool. And those are places where you'd kind of expect Manchester United to maybe drop points. And then we went into that Chelsea game and we lost. Now look, we've won twice at Chelsea since 2002. Kind of to be expected. So if you were to look at our results on paper, you'd think United are doing okay this season. If we beat Huddersfield, at that point, it would have been our best start to a Premier League season ever. So that shows you just how good our start to the campaign was. But then it seems to have fallen away. Why is that? We had Mourinho talking about Paris Saint-Germain. Mourinho talking about Paris Saint-Germain. And then coming out after some games and questioning the commitment of his players. Is he right to be doing that? Can you be questioning the commitment of your players when you've been openly talking about other clubs? Why is he talking about other clubs? Have the board pissed him off? Have they failed to back him? He thought he was in for a new contract. He hasn't got that yet. So is it something to do with the board and Jose Mourinho going head to head over transfer budgets, over a new contract, over something like that? Because we've seen Jose Mourinho in the past use the press and use his words to try and win battles and arguments with the club or with the board. Now, Jose has also had a go at fans as well. Fans for booing Romelu Lukaku. Something I've got to say is absolutely a myth. Nobody has booed Romelu Lukaku. I can't remember anyone booing Romelu Lukaku. The last time someone booed at Old Trafford, it was when Rashford went off for Martial. And that wasn't because we didn't want Rashford to go off. We wanted Lukaku to go off. That was because we didn't want to see Rashford go off. It had nothing to do with Lukaku. So taking on the fans over Lukaku is a strange one. I don't get it, particularly when we've backed Jose Mourinho to the hilt. And for him to take on the fans is kind of strange, because why would you take on the people that are backing you, sing your name every game? He could lose a few games and those fans in there would still be singing his name, just like we did under Moyes, Van Gaal, all of that stuff. Mourinho will have our backing and he deserves our backing. So why is he attacking the fans? It's a strange move to make. I hope it's not signs of, that old Mourinho kind of imploding and pulling everything apart at the seams. I hope it's not a sign of that. And I just hope that maybe it is a battle with the board to get a bigger contract, or to get his contract, or to get his transfer budget sorted. Because we know he wanted a fourth signing in a winger, like someone like Perisic, and he never got that. But should he be doing that in the press openly now? I'm not too sure about that one. It's a bit strange. The timing of it all is very strange, to be going at the club and going at the fans. And that's the one thing I've been scared of with Mourinho. Some of you guys would have known I didn't want Mourinho a few years ago because of his ability to do that at times. And yeah, I hope that's not something we get to see of more in the future. But I also think that a lot of it has been blown out of proportion as well. Because like I said, look at our form, apart from the Huddersfield game. Look, some of the other results you can understand. So we need to get back to winning ways, we know that. We need to get injured players fit again, we know that. We need to get Mourinho smiling again. We need to get the fans bouncing again. We need to get the team playing with confidence. And that starts with the manager. The manager has to lead that team. The manager can't be so downbeat in press conferences and in interviews and on the touchline and all that stuff. That will only feed across to your players. At the start of the season, we represented our manager. We looked confident. We looked cocky. We looked controlled. We looked measured. We looked defensively strong. We looked lethal on the counter-attack. And we beat teams for fun, like a Mourinho side. But right now, we don't look like a Mourinho side. We're showing a reflection of the Mourinho that is standing on the sidelines, looking miserable and moody and not happy in press conferences. And we need that to change. Because once that changes, the mood of the fans will change, the mood of the team will change. And its results as well. Look, players' confidence are going to take a damaging once the results start going against us, or we feel like they're going against us. Their confidence is going to have a little bit of a hit. And I can understand the players maybe being a little bit quiet. And after the international break, we've got Newcastle at home, a team we should be beating. And there's an opportunity there before that Arsenal game to get a run going, to get us ticking away again, maybe get a few goals at home, a clean sheet, get going again. Because a lot of the things we've been doing this season have been very good. Defensively outstanding. We've still got an awful lot of goals. Yes, Lukaku hasn't scored for 6 or 7 games, but he scored for Belgium in the international break. He's got his confidence back up. Let's get him firing again. Martial's looking like he's on fire. Rashford. All these players are quality players, but they've been left isolated up top by the way we have been playing, and maybe by the lack of a midfield against Liverpool, against Chelsea, where you need a midfield, where you need to win that midfield battle. We've failed, and that has been the presence of Pogba. Of course it has. But getting those players back, the Pogbas, the Fellaini, Carricks, Rojos, Zlatan even, getting those players back is important for United. Because then we can do jobs tactically. We can start going with a midfield three again. We don't have to stick with this midfield two. Matic and Herrera hasn't worked. The form of players like Herrera, Mkhitaryan, etc. has taken a massive dip recently. Now, you look at the form of the team as a whole, that's going to have an impact. But also the players that are missing around them is going to have an impact. And I don't think the impact of Paul Pogba can be overstated. He is a huge player for Manchester United. Everything goes through him. And we've been missing that link up between midfield and attack. There's still time here to turn around our season. And there's no time to be feeling sorry for ourselves, to be moaning and, everything's going wrong. It's all going to fall apart. Look how good City are. Look, City have been fantastic. I'm not gonna say anything against them. They've been fantastic so far this season. But they will hit a bad patch of form. We know that. Manchester United have had a bad, rough patch of form recently. And what Manchester United have to make sure is we're not even further behind them when they hit that bad patch of form. Because if we start feeling sorry for ourselves, if we continue the way we're playing, if Mourinho keeps to feel sorry for himself, we're not going to rescue this situation. It's only going to get worse. And if it gets worse, when it comes to City dropping points, it's going to be too late to close that gap. Whereas if we get back on track now, the fans start picking it up. the manager starts picking it up again, sticks his chest out, gets confident. We want to see the real Mourinho on the sidelines. The team again. Have that swagger back about them. Poor Pogba coming back. It's going to bring some of the swagger back. He's a £90 million midfielder. We need to play to the strengths of the players of Lukaku, Mkhitaryan. Help them to improve their form. But we also need to start playing the way we know we can. Because even with the players we've had out recently, we've not been good enough. And we need to stop this little bit of a rut. Stop this blip now. Nip it in the bud. We beat Spurs. Spurs are the best team in the world, apparently. So it's not all that bad. It's not all that bad. But we need to turn it around now. Start turning our season back around and get that positive momentum going. Because Manchester United can still do bits this season. We can still do bits. I want to know what you guys are thinking anyway. Why is the mood like this at the moment? What's going on at Old Trafford? How are you feeling about the season ahead? I'm still confident we can do something. But the last few weeks have made me feel a little bit... and we need to get back on track again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like and share. I'm Adam McCullough. I'm out of here.